for me personally, I've just been a D&D fan since I was a kid. It's probably the same story as a lot of people work on D&D.
I mean, all the games I grew up, like video games and stuff, were based off of D&D. You know, all the RPGs, Final Fantasy, you know, Dragon Warrior, all these things kind of based themselves off of Dungeons and Dragons. And so then being able to go from video games to work on Dungeons and Dragons is just kind of a dream, because it's where it all came from. And being able to steward that brand is just amazing. And just being able to draw monsters all day is a pretty good gig.
It's really tricky. Like the first one I had to do when I came over to D&D was we had the demon lords in like out of the abyss, and I had meetings with people and asked opinions, and basically was like, what can I change without ruining your childhood?
That's the thing, you know, you tend to abandon your work before you finish it, you know, for a deadline sometimes. With concept art, it's a little different. Like when we do, because we're just showing ideas, yeah, we're just doing stuff to inspire somebody. So it doesn't have to be necessarily perfectly rendered every time, right? It's got to be enough story and enough personality in the monster or the character there, so that the writers go, oh yeah, that's my character I wrote come to life, and then that empowers them to write more. So that's the beauty of concept art, is that it doesn't necessarily, it just has to inspire, and it has to be, you know, it has to be able to tell a story. The downside is people don't see like 90% of it, because it's just for the writers.
And what it does is it provides a context for the rest of the imagination to occur. So it sort of provides some boundaries. Not boundaries like walls, but it sort of demarcates the this from the not this parts of the fantasy, right? It gives you a starting place. And so you can jump off from there. This visual language is life-changing stuff. And it's sort of, you know, huge parts of my life are the way they are as a direct result of sort of the base camp that TSR established, you know, in my mind as a kid.
We do, I think probably 3 or 4 a year, concept pushes, where we bring in 2 to 4 artists. For a 3-week period, we basically just jam on whatever the thing is that we're currently working on. We just try to visually explore all the different ideas, and like I said, we're trying to push the boundaries of it and say like, oh, does this work here? Does this not work here?
You're gonna, you know, the only difference between me and somebody that is like just now trying to draw is I've failed years and years and years more than you have. When you failed as much as I have, you will be as good as I am. That's really the trick, is you just gotta practice and draw lots and lots and lots.
We happen to have the talent of drawing, but in general, our team, when you get our Matt, who does our canon, and Chris and Adam, who does our writing, and Shawn and I, who are working out the artwork, and the other artists we bring in, all of it's world building. And that to me is what you do when you're a kid. You're daydreaming about, oh yeah, this is me riding my horse up to the floating castle, and I'm gonna fight the dragon. D&D is one of those few games where you actually expand and create your own experience. So we're giving you the tools to write your own novel to some extent. And that's what I really like about our game in particular.